In the tranquil town of Littletown, where Peppa Pig and her family live, rumors began to swirl about an old, dilapidated house on the outskirts. It was said to be haunted, and no one dared to venture near it. One foggy afternoon, as the sun dipped behind the clouds and an eerie mist hovered over the ground, Peppa and her friends found themselves gathered outside the school. "Why don't we have a look at the spooky house? Maybe we can find out if the stories are true," suggested Susie Sheep, her eyes twinkling with mischief. Peppa hesitated. She had heard that strange noises echoed from the house at night, and that shadows danced behind the cracked windows. But her curiosity piqued her interest, overpowering any fear she felt. George, her younger brother, tugged at her sleeve. "Peppa, maybe we shouldn't." Though the others nodded in agreement, Peppa took a confident step forward. "It will only be a quick look," she reassured them. Meanwhile, Pedro Pony put on his bravest face, even if he quivered inside. The group of friends, armed with only a flashlight and their imaginations, made their way through the rustling leaves, the path leading to the mysterious house cloaked in the shadows of towering trees. The house loomed ominously before them, paint peeling and wood creaking with the whisper of the wind. "I don't like this, Peppa," whispered Danny Dog. A chill ran through the group as Susie pushed open the rusty gate. It groaned eerily, as if warning them to turn back. But forward they went, huddled together as they approached the front door. A powerful gust blew through as Peppa reached for the knob, the door swinging open with a slow, unsettling creak that resonated in the silence. Inside, the house was shrouded in darkness, the air heavy and unmoving. As they stepped across the threshold, the flashlight flickered, casting long shadows that seemed to dance on their own accord. "Hello," called Peppa into the void. Her voice trembled, but there was a determined edge to it. Silence answered her, the kind that filled every corner and crevice, wrapping around them like an invisible shroud. Suddenly, a loud thud resounded from upstairs, causing the friends to jump in fright. "It's just the wind," Pedro tried to convince himself, though doubt lingered in his words. But then came a low, haunting moan that sent shivers down their spines. "Maybe we should leave," George whimpered, clinging to Peppa's hand. "Not yet," Peppa insisted, curiosity overriding caution. Following the sound, they climbed the creaky staircase, every step echoing in the hollow chambers. They reached a door at the end of the hallway. With a deep breath, Peppa pushed it open, the flashlight's beam piercing through the gloom. To their relief, the room was empty, save for dust-covered furniture and cobwebs, and yet something felt wrong. Peppa took a step inside, her footfall light on the decaying wood. Then a chill swept through the room, the air heavy with anticipation. Just as Peppa turned to reassure her friends, a shadowy figure appeared at the edge of the light. It moved with a whisper of sound, causing the group to huddle closer, holding their breath. The flashlight faltered, dying momentarily before flickering back to life. When it did, the figure was gone. "What was that?" gasped Susie, her voice barely a whisper. "I don't know, but I think it's time to go," Peppa admitted, her bravery finally waning. They backed away slowly, hearts pounding as they retraced their steps down the stairs. The door slammed shut behind them with a definitive thud as they fled. The house looming ominously over their retreat. Back in the safety of their own homes, Peppa and her friends vowed never to go back to the haunted house. Even though they escaped unharmed, the experience left its mark, and to this day, they talk of the shadowy figure that peered at them through the darkness. Stories whispered in the safety of their bedrooms on eerie nights when the moonlight still trickled in their room.